YouTube, today we are continuing to use this Kangaskhan team, and even though this Kangaskhan doesn't have a Mega Evolution, it is still a really powerful asset to this team. If you do want to check out the details of the team, there is a placement available in the description down below. If you would like to try out this team, make sure you try it out with the rental 2 weeks to grab it before it expires. Of course, you want to learn how I built this team. The team builder will be coming out in the next couple of days. And of course, if you do enjoy the videos in general, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. But otherwise, let's get started and play some games. All right, this is a Sun team, okay, with Gastrodon, which makes this so bad. Okay, why is it Charizard Gastro? It has to be like this. I'm gonna lead Dusclops, I think, with Zacian. Yeah, Dusclops with Zacian. I think no Kang here because the fake out doesn't really help me with the psychic terrain from Indy. So I'd probably go Dusclops, Zacian here, Politoed in the back, I want to say, and then Calyrex last Pokemon. Kingdra doesn't help me out too much here, and I need the rain, I think, to prevent Charizard from sweeping my entire team. It's Sunny Day Whimsicott. This is also pretty bad, although I guess with Whimsicott, it's going to depend, right? Because I could always go Politoed and have Mind Games, so this might not be terrible. It really just depends, because Helping Hand Behemoth Blade, I think, just knocks out the Charizard, if I'm not mistaken. So that's an option that I can consider. And Helping Hand Behemoth Blade is just so strong with Zacian. So I want to see if I can accomplish that. It would be really nice on this team. But Politoed actually coming out. The problem is there is a Gastro, but I wonder what they lead, because I think Inidies could lead here. Indy is probably one of the scary leads. Indy, Whimsicott, one of those two leading is what I'm concerned about. Every other lead, I think I'm pretty much okay with, right? Because Helping Hand Behemoth Blade pretty much knocks out everything, and they don't have an Intimidate Mon, which is... This is why Zacian is just absolutely crazy, because it can absolutely go in against every single one of my opponent's Pokemon with a knockout with the Behemoth Blade, and they might not even be able to protect because I do have Imprison. So if I catch them playing a bit passive here, I could go for the Imprison, and that would be huge. Let's find out though. Indy Zacian on their side. Oh, I can do some fun stuff here. Let's see. I interpret Sword. Mine goes first, so it's more likely that I have a higher chance, I think, of being faster in general, or them not being max speed, more likely, I think. Psychic Surge activates. Let's find out. What are you going for? I Imprison, and then I Protect. Oh, this is so good. Risk. We find Goggles on the Indy and Rusted Sword. Okay, this is actually really good information. And once I get rid of Indy, I'm in a huge spot. So let's go for a Nightshade right off the bat into their Zacian slot, and let's fire off that Imprison. I wonder if Indy will... I think it's Follow Me or Helping Hand coming out from their Indy, which is fine, as long as it's not Helping Hand Play Rough, of course. But we should be in an okay spot. And yeah, they're going to go for Helping Hand. Okay, Zacian, please tell me you're faster. Please tell me you're faster. Please tell me you're faster. Nice. Imprison Zacian coming out here, preventing their Zacian from going for Behemoth Blade. Nice. And we get a Nightshade off, which is huge, because that means just Behemoth Blade in natural just KOs their Zacian. They can't protect with any of their Pokemon, so I can go for a Helping Hand Behemoth Blade into their Indy and always get the KO on that slot, and their Zacian can't accomplish anything. This is looking like a bright day for Imprison Zacian, and I absolutely love it. This combo is actually really cool. The Dusclops plus the Zacian. Helping Hand, I think, is like really ideal here. They go for Helping Hand, so I'm assuming this is Play Rough then, or a Close Combat. They have Close Combat. It's a little bit annoying because they can actually hit my Zacian. If it's Play Rough, I don't think it's too bad. Should still be like a 2-shot or a 3-shot, depending on like how much this initial Play Rough damage does. But here comes a knockout into their Indy, which is huge. Hey, goodbye. That's really big. They can't protect either. You can't max guard, I'm pretty sure, either, because it's based off the Protect. They go for the Play Rough in the Clops, okay? But I'm able to take that, which is really important. And they can't play passive. All their Mons get one shot, I think, by Helping Hand Behemoth Blade here. Like, everything gets one shot by Helping Hand Behemoth Blade. I'm pretty sure even if they max, they get one shot. So this is looking really solid here. Let's see who they bring out. Because this could be a lot of things, I suppose. But we know they have Play Rough, so I imagine they don't have Sacred Sword or Close Combat. Or they have Sacred Sword and can't use it, I'd imagine. Their Gastrodon comes in. Okay. Can Max Quake knock out Zacian, I guess? They might be forced to max the Gastro, and maxing the Gastro is just really weird against my team, I think. Do I Trick Room here? I could Trick Room. Or I could just Nightshade for Chip. I don't think I mind nightshading for chip. Behemoth Blade just KOs their Zacian at this range anyway, I'm pretty sure. Unless they're like extremely bulky Zacian, which I kind of doubt. So I have a few options here. It's just really who do I think in the back is going to come out. I think Trick Room's okay. I think Trick Room's okay in Behemoth Blade. Because if they knock out my Zacian with Max Quake, I'm in this fine spot, right? I just get the free swap into my Calyrex Shadow Rider, not Shadow Rider, Ice Rider, and then I click Shadow Sneak into a max move, and I OHKO all their Pokemon regardless. So yeah, that works out for me. Gastrodon is going to max. I'm not surprised because it's the only thing that can pretty much survive a move from my Zacian here. Yeah, this was the one Pokemon that could actually survive a move from my Zacian. It makes sense that he brought Gastrodon, right? Because I had a Rain team as well. So here comes Behemoth Blade. This should KO. If not, I guess it's a little bit awkward. It would be a little bit awkward, I suppose, if this does actually survive. But yeah, I didn't think it did at that range. Like, it would take so much investment at that point. We are able to knock out their Zacian. We're going to see a Max Quake here, probably into my Zacian. I'm a frail Zacian, so I should go down here, I'd imagine. I survive? Oh, that's a little bit weird to my plan then. Okay. Not too big of a deal, but definitely not what I expected. They can't max their last Pokemon, which is also interesting. So we get the Trick Room up. What are they bringing out? Who are they bringing out? Charizard is the last Pokemon. Okay. I really don't mind a Charizard. I wish I kind of had Perish as an option, but yeah. I think we just go hard into Politoed here. And we're going to go for a Behemoth Blade into, I guess, their Gastro, because their Charizard does not accomplish anything here. Unless this Charizard has Sunny Day, you are not accomplishing anything. So they left behind a Mon on the bench. They left Groudon behind. Yeah, they left Groudon behind. Okay. Or restricted Pokemon. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. But Charizard was pretty big against my team with Solar Power. I guess they were like, they didn't want to play Weather Wars. And Gastro was just good enough. Damage with Wildfire would have been insane, but yeah, then they had to max the Gastro. They were kind of forced to, because if they brought out the Charizard, Helping Hand, Max Behemoth Blade just KO'd, and they lost their Maxmon. Let's see what they decide to go for here, though, because Politoed going to come in. Going to be a Max Quake here. I could imagine Eater Slot being targeted. They're going to target on my Politoed, which is fine. Yeah, I don't mind this. And afterward, I mean, this is A-okay by me. They go for Blast Burn. Oh, that's perfect, actually. Yeah. So they take the knockout on my Zacian, but yeah, at this point, I just get to bring out my Calyrex. I get to click Helping Hand, and then I get the KO on Charizard 100% of the time. And I get the attack boost, and yeah, I just have a lot that I can accomplish here. So we go Calyrex here, and Imprison Zacian. Put it to work. Didn't exactly do what I wanted to do originally. I guess, because technically what I was supposed to do was imprison while having the Calyrex out against the Zacian. But hey, it did end up really working well in this case. We'll go for Helping Hand here. We'll go for the Max Hailstorm into their Charizard slot. Max Geyser, no shot KOs. No shot KOs my Calyrex, even in rain with a crit. Gastrodon, if you aren't able to knock out my Zacian with a Max Quake, I really doubt you can knock out this Dynamax Calyrex Ice Rider with a Max Geyser, even in rain with a critical hit. Now, if we get the Scald Burn, it's a little bit tough, but I should be able to manage. Yeah, I think I should be able to manage. I'm pretty sure this game should be sealed. Helping Hand comes out from the Politoed into my Calyrex. We're going to see a Hailstorm come out into their Charizard. Also nice to know that we're slower than the Gastrodon, because since we're slower than the Gastrodon, that means that it can't fire off a Scald and burn me before. Well, yeah, because it's Psychic Terrain. For some reason, I thought that was Misty Terrain. They look really similar, actually, but yeah, it is Psychic Terrain. The boost and Max Quake. Yeah, this really doesn't accomplish anything at the end of the day. Oh yeah, they're probably like they're probably Ice Beam, Earth Power, Yawn Protect. They don't even run Geyser, and especially on a Sun team, it makes sense that they run a Water type move. So yeah, although their team is a little bit weak to Rotom Heat, I'm pretty sure Rotom Heat would give them a lot of trouble here. But yeah, Helping Hand, Max Hailstorm should be able to pick up the knockout, because Gastrodon's Dynamax is over. And if they protect, I mean, they're taking all this damage to protect, and then they have to survive the next move anyway. So regardless, I just can't. They have, like, again, no chance right here. No chances whatsoever. Helping Hand, Max Hailstorm will knock out a Gastro. If it protects, that's fine, because I also have another one firing off the next turn. And even if they get a double protect, they're going to be at like 80%, and then I just Helping Hand lands and yeah, finish it off. And yeah, we can see there, they just don't have a shot. And yeah, Imprison Zacian, really huge there because they let a support Pokemon that was really passive, and I was able to get the Imprison off to their Zacian. And yeah, that's the strength of Imprison Zacian. If we are able to get the Imprison off, we deny my opponents from protects. So Helping Hand Hero Blade cleans up teams, which is really fantastic. And I think it's just such a solid move. Like, oh man, the fact that they couldn't touch my Zacian, of course, unless they had close combat. Did they have close combat? Might have been concerning. I don't know what the close combat attack ranges are, but it was just really solid to knock out the Follow Me user, which was absolutely huge because they couldn't reposition with like Charizard next to Entity, which I thought would be a really scary threat. And then afterward was able to like just punish through their team, get 2 knockouts, get the Trick Room set up, got rid of basically the biggest threats, forced the Dynamax from the Gastrodon, and then Calyrex was able to come in. Not exactly how I originally planned it, but it just worked out better than I was hoping for. If you currently enjoyed the content you're watching and want to see more of it, make sure you check out my other YouTube channels, my second YouTube channel, my Eclipse channel, and of course, make sure you follow the action live on my Twitch channel. All links available in the description down below. Okay, we have a Yveltal Solgaleo team with Spectrier, the Landorus, Grimmsnarl, and Regieleki. Definitely looks like a very, very scary matchup right here. I do have some tools that's pretty good. The Calyrex can really sweep under the Trick Room. The Kingdra actually does a lot of damage, but I don't know if I want to bring Rain here because Eleki is a little bit annoying because my Kingdra doesn't outspeed Regieleki even under Swift Swim. And Yveltal, of course, usually carries out Assault Vest. So not exactly if I like that. I think Kangaskhan plus Dusclops is usually my best play here, or maybe Zacian Dusclops is not a bad lead here either. The thing about leading the Dusclops plus Zacian is I don't know what kind of Spectrier that is, whether it's Scarf or not, and that could really swing a factor right here. So I think Kangaskhan plus Dusclops is going to be our most solid lead here. I have the Calyrex in the back and then the Zacian. The biggest fear I have here is going to be from the Solgaleo. The Solgaleo is just always really hard. Solgaleo and the Cross with Dustmane. If it's Zacian, I can usually handle, right? Because of the Imprisoned Behemoth Blade, which is usually able to prevent Zacians from going for that Steel type move. But the Steel Restricted with Max Steel Spike is a whole different ball game right here. We'll see if we're able to accomplish what we need to do. But we're going to see Spectrier Grimmsnarl lead. Okay. I don't know what is going to be accomplished here. Oh, geez. Frisk, Focus Sash on Spectrier, Light Clay on Grimmsnarl. Okay, so it's just screens. That's a-okay by me. I'm going to go for a Fake Out into the Spectrier, and I'm just going to go for a Trick Room here. Dig a hole at Solgaleo, that's okay. I do want to Trick Room up. Maybe I could have went for Nightshade. I just really, I don't know if this is like Fake Tears Grimmsnarl and Max Phantasm from the Spectrier. But Fake Out does come out into Spectrier very comfortably here, which is nice. Spirit Break going to come out immediately into the Kangaskhan. Okay, so they actually fear my Kangaskhan, which is actually kind of nice. I don't mind that. So we're able to get a Trick Room up with my Dusclops right here. Now, I would like both of these Pokemon to be put into range of my big threat, which is going to be that Calyrex endgame. That's what I'm aiming for here. So I think what we want to do is we want to Shadow Claw the Spectrier, and we want to go for the Nightshade here into the Grimmsnarl, as I do want Chip to put it in range of the attacks. We're going to see Reflect come out from the Grimmsnarl, which is a-okay by me. I don't really mind this at all. We are going to get a Nightshade off into the Grimmsnarl, which is good chip. Nice. And Shadow Claw into the Spectrier. We also have a high chance crit ratio, which we don't get, but that's all right. And we're going to see a Will-O-Wisp into the Kang slot. Okay, that's a-okay by me. Okay. So 2 turns of Trick Room gone. I can probably set up this upcoming turn here. Yeah, I can set up this upcoming turn. I'm going to go for a hard Calyrex play, and I'm actually going to go for the Nightshade, unless they double wisp my Kang slot, which would be a good call on their part. I don't think this is that bad of a position for the most part. Yeah, so I am going to Nightshade here, and then I'm going to try to get Calyrex set up with like 2 attacks right here. Let's see if it's going to be the case. Because if the back Pokemon are Yveltal and Solgaleo, Yveltal usually doesn't carry Protect in this format. If I'm able to eliminate the Yveltal, it's a lot. I think it's just a 4v1 is very doable here, especially when I can stall out Max. So we will go into Calyrex here as one is going to activate. Now, the Grimmsnarl, we don't know what item it is, but we'll find out, I suppose. Okay, they went for Spirit Break here, which is okay. I wonder if they're doubling up the Dusclops here. Spirit Break into the Dusclops. Yeah, they're going to target the Clops. I am very specially defensive on my Dusclops, so I should live easily these attacks coming up. Snarl. Oh, wait, deactivate my Pulse? I just activate my policy. It would have been easy. I wouldn't have had to Shadow Sneak this turn. I could have just went for Nightshade in case they tried to get Solgaleo in. I just go for Glacial Lance here and a Shadow Sneak though. It's not too bad. Yeah, because I still get the Shadow Sneak off before they can go for a trick if they have it on the Grimmsnarl, which is a-okay by me. I'm hoping it's not Trick Grimmsnarl, but if it is, it isn't too bad. I could have also got like Kang in, which is unfortunate. Like I could have swapped into Kang and got Fake Out Pressure, which would have been really nice. Oh well. Bring out the policy on the Calyrex. We're gonna see a Thunder Wave come out. Okay, so if Calyrex doesn't get like super messed up here, we should be okay. Please, Calyrex, get attacks off. Nice, that's huge. Okay, that's really nice. So we're able to get a double knockout, and we're a +4 Calyrex. We are a +4 Calyrex. This thing is gonna hurt. This thing is definitely gonna bring the pain. Problem is their Solgaleo is still a bit of an issue, but I should be able to play around it for the most part. Yeah, this Calyrex +4 attack, and that is basically what we love to see here. I wonder what the Spectrier moveset is. I went for the Fake Out because I felt like with these teams, it's Bulldoze, Will-O-Wisp. I'd imagine Taunt, Shadow Ball usually. That's what I would imagine here. But yeah, it's always... Oh, Eleki's actually the last. All right. You think I can knock out Solgaleo if if it's Eleki in the back? I kind of want to go for the Hailstorm here in the Eleki because well, no, actually we know it's Sash on the, what's it called? We know it was Sash on the other mod. So I could go for Helping Hand here. Like a Helping Hand Max Quake seems really good. How many times Trick Room left? One? Yeah. I think I always go for Helping Hand here. I think I go for the risk here in the Eleki. Solgaleo is probably going to attack here, and Eleki is probably going to protect. I guess I could have tried to get rid of Solgaleo with Max Quake, but the thing is, if I don't knock out Solgaleo with a Helping Hand +4 Max Quake, I'm screwed. I'd imagine that KOs. I would have actually loved to see it. You know what? I should have done it. I should have done it. I should have gambled on it, because if we were able to eliminate that, we won the game, but I don't want Eleki around here in the finale. So Helping Hand comes out. They don't max? What? Did they double protect? Oh, okay, they double protect here. That makes sense. Please don't get paralyzed. Please don't get paralyzed. Okay, that's not too bad for me. I'm pretty sure I lived one Steel Spike from the Solgaleo. Nice, that's huge. This is +4. We easily KO'd the Eleki through protect. Very nice. Okay, so they went for the protect here. I don't know though. If I was +2, maybe I'd understand, because they want to activate their policy and then KO my Calyrex. But the fact that I am +4, that max Quake damage does so much to Solgaleo. I don't know if that was going to be worth it there. But yeah, now this game should be over because I have a +5 Calyrex now. I have legitimately a +5 Calyrex that is super threatening to their soul. I'm going to go for a Trick Room here and a max Quake into the soul. Even if they max now, yeah, it would just be really bad for them, I think. I think overall, they had a pretty passive lead. The Kangaskhan was huge because the Fake Out into Spectrier, the scrappy Fake Outs. Usually, I feel like Spectrier is most likely going to carry Taunt over the Grimmsnarl on these kinds of teams. And I was able to prevent like a Taunt, a Shadow Ball that would have done a ton of damage. Unless it was Fake Tears Max Phantasm, which was the only thing that could have potentially screwed me up. But I didn't feel like there were going to be Fake Tears on the team. Unless their Yveltal was offensive. But I guess we were going to gamble at that point anyway. But yeah, I felt like just getting the Spectrier, then getting the Calyrex in under the Trick Room, setting up for those positions with the Ice Lance, and then being able to KO back, which was just huge, I think, in the end. They didn't bring Yveltal though, which I kind of felt was surprising, but I guess they were scared of my Zacian a bit too much. Okay, Kyurem White, Zacian, Whimsicott, Incineroar, the Rillaboom, and Indeedee. So, Kyurem and Zacian, not Calyrex Zacian, but kind of similar ideas. Okay, so I don't think I'm bringing Politoed at all. Politoed doesn't accomplish anything. Kingdra doesn't really accomplish anything either. Although it's actually not a bad max, but I think I would hard commit to Calyrex maxing in this case. I think Zacian plus Dusclops is a pretty okay lead for the most part. My opponent doesn't exactly have the best ways to handle it. I think if I can get Imprison off, it's huge. I think Kangaskhan's good in the back, and I mean, yeah, don't know actually. I definitely bring Calyrex for sure. I'm bringing Kangaskhan just for the self-sucker punch backup in case Klops goes down early, which I feel like is ideal here. I would lead Kang here if I think it's Whimsicott, Kyurem, but yeah, I think this is okay. Let's find out. Let's find out. I think that this is the better call here. Politoed, Kingdra, they just don't do much. Again, they're like for very, very specific matchups. I only have Kingdra for like really hard dedicated Charizard Sun matchups, and then the Politoed to support the Kingdra, so it's not like exactly like the most useless thing. Also, like it helps out against Torkoal, which is pretty big because my Torkoal matchup under Trick Room is especially bad. So that is the reason why I have the Politoed. But Kangaskhan, Self-Sucker Punch is an option. I just don't know if they're leaning Entity or if they're leaning Whimsicott, because they got two supportive Pokemon here. It's really going to depend. Their lead is really going to help also decide on like what I want to accomplish here, because I could go for Imprison right away, which is actually a pretty good play. Or maybe it's not. We'll find out, I suppose. It's going to be the lead of Whimsicott and Zacian. So there's a lot of options here, right? Tailwind immediately. I could see them going for Helping Hand right here. Let's see, are they Jolly Zacian? We get to find out potentially. Let's see, my Zacian goes first. My Zacian does go first. Okay, so not 100% confirmed, but we always go for the Imprison here. Imprison is always just the safest play in general. And we go for the... Do we have to Trick Room here? I'd rather just Nightshade. We see a Sash on the Whimsicott, so it's not Switcheroo, which is nice here. I think I just break the Sash on the Whims. And I think I Imprison. Yeah. I'm just going to Imprison and Nightshade the Whimsicott. I don't think I need to set up the Trick Room turn 1 because, I mean, if they... Actually, I should Trick Room. Do I Trick Room here? I don't know if they're going for... I don't think they're Tailwinding here. Mainly because I have... Yeah, I don't think they're Tailwinding here, so I'm going to get Imprison off because the fact I have Trick Room and they don't KO me anyway. They go for Sub. Okay, this is really good because I don't think Zacian behind the Sub is going to change anything in this position. I get a Nightshade off into their Whimsicott, which is really nice, and break a Sash. We're going to see Trick Room on their side. Okay, that's actually kind of funny. That's kind of funny, actually. Okay, so they have Trick Room. So they were trying to reverse my Trick Room, but it just didn't work out for them specifically here. I think I'm going to reverse their Trick Room, actually, and I'm going to go for the Behemoth Blade here. I don't know if their Zacian has Play Rough. I guess that's the only key here, but I don't think it's going to be the case. It might be, but I feel like a lot of sub-Zacians just run Behemoth Blade and Sacred Sword now. Usually you would have 3 attacks, I think, with Play Rough. So yeah, let's go for Behemoth Blade, and let's go for a Trick Room, reverse Trick Room, I suppose. They are going to switch out Whimsicott, maybe to Instant. Yeah, that's okay. I don't really mind that too much. So I got a free Behemoth Blade into their Instant. I can go for Helping Hand Sacred Sword the next turn if the Zacian doesn't make an attack here. Let's find out. It does attack here. Oh, it does have Play Rough. Okay, so it does have that. That's unfortunate for me. Okay. So I am able to get Behemoth Blade off into the Instant slot. Okay. It's still not that bad at the end of the day, right? I got a lot of damage into the Instant. I could probably go for a Helping Hand Sacred Sword now. I don't think that's too bad here. If they click Fake Outs, it's okay. Actually, with the Behemoth Blade damage, do I even need to Helping Hand Sacred Sword? I feel like I don't have to. I could just 77, that's 154. Okay, so I do live 1. I think I just Nightshade here, realistically. There's Zacian slot and I Sacred Sword. Because their Instant took so much damage from my Behemoth Blade. I feel like Sacred Sword might pick up the knockout just at this range. We could be wrong, but we'll find out. They just go for Fake Out. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. So they're going to go for a Play Rough into my Dusclops. Should survive based on the previous roll. Yep. I am able to get a Nightshade off into there. Okay, this is really good, I think. So there's Zacian. Sub breaks. I don't know if they're going to reset a new one. I'm going to go for Helping Hand Sacred into their Instant slot. Yeah, I'm going to go for Helping Hand Sacred Sword into their Instant slot. Or I could Helping Hand Behemoth Blade their Zacian, but I just feel like that's not worth it in general. So yeah, let's go for the Helping Hand Sacred Sword. If they go hard into Whimsicott, that's okay as well. I think then I just get a free swap to Calyrex Shadow Rider after they knock out the Clops, and I get to go for Trick Room, which is really good here. So yeah, they are going to retreat to Instant. They are going to go into Whimsicott. Really good play on their part. Maybe I had to be a bit more aggressive here. Maybe I could have just went for the hard into their Zacian slot. So they get rid of my Clops, which is like the Trick Room is over. The Trick Room on, but I do have a second Trick Room on, so it's okay here. Yeah, they go for Play Rough. Not too bad. Okay. So hard into Calyrex or Kang. Either one kind of works. I'd rather just go Calyrex here. And And I think I Sacred Sword to Whimsicott, and I think I Trick Room. Helping Hand Play Rough, I don't think KOs Calyrex by a long shot. I just don't know if they're going to Tailwind here. I don't know if they're going to Tailwind here. That's the only thing I'm concerned about. If they Tailwind, it's a little bit interesting. So I have a few plays I could go for here. I feel like Trick Room is always the right play. Their Zacian's either going to sub here or play rough. They can't protect. The Whimsicott's either going to Tailwind or Trick Room here. I think I just protect Calyrex, and I think I Sacred the Zacian slot. Or I Behemoth Blade. I Behemoth Blade. It doesn't KO. I don't know if they're going to go hard Whimsicott and Instant. It looks like they do. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So my Zacian's at -1 attack. I don't think I mind this too much. I thought about Sacred Swording the Whimsicott slot, but I think this is okay in the long run. I'm pretty sure, because the Calyrex is not taking any damage here. I threatened some pretty heavy chip onto their side. I think I want Kang still alive. I mean, if I get rid of their Zacian, their answers for this Calyrex are really bad. I did nothing though, because I am -1 this time. Oh, they sub. Okay. Ooh, even worse for me. A play rough would have been better if they went for play rough. Now that they have the sub up, this is a little bit awkward. We're gonna go Kang here, I guess. And I mean, if they fake out, it doesn't change anything, right? I think I just always try to break the sub. If they take the knockout on my Zacian, I guess, yeah, Sacred Sword and the Instant would have been better, huh? Because even if they have a berry, they can't recover the HP. I'm pretty sure Sacred Sword's still a 2-shot, even at -1 at the range it's at. And then Trick Room would have been really nice here. Didn't think they were actually going to go for the sub here. But I also was underestimating how much damage I was doing. We see the swap back into Whimsicott. Okay. It actually helps out a lot. Yeah, that helps out a lot, actually. Okay. So Harden a Kang. This is on the play rough, I'd imagine. I get the Behemoth Blade off into their slot. Yeah, they just wanted back to Instant. They probably thought I was going to Sacred Sword now. That's perfect. Okay. That's really nice. Okay. And then they play rough my Kang, which I should easily live. Yep. Okay, perfect. So I go for Fake Out into their Zacian, and I think I Sacred Sword now. Right? I'm pretty sure I do. I don't know if Whimsicott's actually going to go for... I feel like Whimsicott might be... Like, I could Fake Out the Whim, prevent anything, because I don't think it has Protective, it has Trick Room. I'm assuming Instant comes in. But I don't know if Instant's coming out for the Zacian slot either. I feel like I'd rather Sacred Sword here. You know what? I'm just going to Sacred Sword. Okay, they say him with both. Excellent. So Fake Out. They Tailwind here. Okay. So I'm imagining Kyurem's going to try to come in then, which is okay for me. I really don't mind this. So Sacred Sword into their slot. Is able to pick up the knockout. Beautiful. Okay. Not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, so we're able to knock out their Zacian, which is huge for my Calyrex in the back. Kyurem, the threat comes in now. This is what I'm a little bit scared of. What attack are you going for here? I don't mind if you take the knockout on Kang, I think. I think I just Sucker Punch for Chip, right? Sucker Punch for Chip into Whim or into Kyurem. Probably Kyurem, actually. And Protect. I just don't know. I feel like it's Dragon coming out into the Kang slot and Whimsicott gonna fire off whatever, which is realistically okay for me. It's really gonna depend on this Kyurem moveset, because a lot of them run Dragon, Blizzard, Dragon Move, Blizzard, Earth Power, Protect, I feel like. But if this has Fusion Flare, this could get a little bit ugly. Well, we'll see. Okay, Protect Zacian because we want to have Pokemon remaining here. We're going to see a Sucker Punch into the Kyurem just for a little bit of extra chip. That might matter for Calyrex attacks later on. They're going to fire for Moonblast into the Kang, which is a-okay for me. Okay. I didn't want to take unnecessary damage to Calyrex right there. We're going to see a Max Flare come out. Okay, so this has Max Flare after all. Okay, that's really bad. I really want to max Quake off. Okay. It is Life Orb on their slot. We're going to go hard into Calyrex here. This is probably going to be Max Flare into my Zacian and maybe Instant comes in. Or they're going to Fake Tears my Calyrex. I think then I have to always Behemoth Blade. Yeah, if that's the case, I always have to Behemoth Blade, right? I have to max Quake here and I have to Behemoth Blade. Oh, then being Max Flare is a little bit tricky. It is really tricky. I guess I should have played a bit more against their Ensign. I thought we would have had a really good spot, but my opponent was really able to abuse the Intimidate well, and Play Rough was doing a little bit more than I was anticipating to my team in general. I wasn't able to set up into a correct position. The game's definitely not over by far. They are going to swap out the Whimsicott into the Incineroar, looks like, which is really good here. So if Max Quake knocks out the Ensign at this range, we're in a really solid spot. I don't know if we do, but if we are able to, that's huge. That's absolutely huge. Okay, Max coming out from the Calyrex. Can Calyrex finish it off? Can Calyrex finish this off? This is absolutely important right here. If we're able to pick up the knockout into their Ensign, we might have a shot. Because it's Tailwind, Trick Room, Whimsicott with Moonblast, and we don't know the last move. If it's Fake Tears, that's annoying. If it's Helping Hand, it's probably okay. But we'll find out. Max Flare comes out into the Zacian. Makes sense. I could have went for the Double Protect, but I just wasn't sure if they were Fake Tears, because I didn't want Fake Tears Max into my Calyrex, because I think that would have been a disaster. Okay. Max Quake into the Ensign. We need to pick up a knockout if we want to stay in this game, I think. Can we pick up the knockout into the Ensign? We do. Okay. Huge. We get a plus special defense boost. That's absolutely amazing. I guess what's the question is better? Is it better to go for the Max Quake here, or is it better to go for a... I think it's better to go for Max Quake here. Or do I go for Hailstorm? Because I'm trying to figure out, is it better for me to eliminate the weather here, or is it better to get the special defense boost? I'm actually not very familiar with this calc. I could also Max Guard here. Max Guard isn't that bad, because that prevents Max Flare from going off, and it could be Fusion Flare. Well, I mean, the extra power I don't think changes that much, and I'd rather take advantage of my Max turns realistically. Max Quake should always knock out the Whimsicott, but the thing is, if Whimsicott has Protect, we haven't seen Whimsicott Protect, I think. I think I have to Hailstorm. Yeah, I think I have to Hailstorm. It is Fake Tears. Okay, this is huge. These upcoming 2 turns. Can Calyrex finish off the game right here? We're going to see the Max Flare come out. This is really important for Calyrex to survive first. Did we get crit? Wow, that was -1. I'm actually still surprised I KO'd in Sun, because Calyrex is just a monster, but... Okay. Looks like... looks like I didn't expect that one. I'm actually going to count that, because I want to know. I know it's Life Orb Kieran with the Sun. I thought we would still have a chance to live. I didn't think it was doing that much like where it was an Oko. But yeah, that absolutely was a game changer. Let me check. Okay, just looked at the calc. It looks like Max Timid, Kieran White, Max Flare is always an Oko on just Max HP, Dynamax Calyrex in the Sun. I guess there is just enough multipliers in that case. I don't know why. I thought I would live this somehow, but yeah, it's a guaranteed Oko at that point. So, don't know what I could have done then. I need a special defense boost and a Hailstorm. I guess like I just played bad in the middle parts, I'd assume, with this game, because I just let Instant kind of just like slowly like slow down my Zacian. I was doing a little bit less damage than I was expected to with all the Intimidates adding up, and I kind of just didn't respect their Zacian because I thought like with the Imprison I'd be okay, and I thought like Play Rough wasn't going to be doing that much, but it ended up doing a bit more than I expected. I guess I would have had to position maybe Calyrex a little bit earlier. Maybe I should have actually like gotten the Trick Room up early, and I think that one turn where I got the King in wasn't exactly that great for me. I think it would have been better off to just attack with the Calyrex then and just high horsepower, I think, at that point, because maybe that gave me better momentum in that case. So I guess those were the few things, but my opponent definitely did play well with the Instant, I think, and I definitely needed to capitalize on trying to catch the Instant a bit more if that was the case. And that is the show. Imprison Zacian just works. I think Imprison Zacian late game wise works for Calyrex. It really works for lead wise with Klobbs. I mean, Klobbs Zacian, the Imprison option, they don't usually try to set up Tailwind. I usually always have the faster Zacian because a lot of Zacians are usually like admin, especially if they run Tailwind. So it's just really nice having that option to seal off their Zacian's attacks, and yeah, have the option to like chip away with Klobbs, get Trick 'em up. Of course, the Play Rough is a little bit annoying to handle, but at the end of the day, still pretty solid, I think, from this team. It was really fun to try out. And if you want to try it out, make sure you try it out with the rental code 2 weeks to grab it before it expires. There's a paste bin available in the description down below if you want to check out the details of the team and try it out on Showdown. And of course, if you want to learn how I built this team, Team Builder will be coming out in the next couple of days. So be sure to keep your eyes out for that, including, why not check out the rest of my VGC content, because I do a lot of Series 12 content on this channel, and I use a lot of cool teams and ideas. So if you want to see more cool stuff, make sure to subscribe to the channel. But otherwise, thank you all for tuning in. Have a great day, people, and it's really about again. I'll catch y'all later.